here's a cool story. Just a guy is visiting the Smithsonian, the Air and Space Museum's center there, and he comes around the corner and he sees as part of a display, a Huey helicopter from the Vietnam era. He is also from the Vietnam era. This Huey was from a specific place and used in specific service.
Is that when the staff of the Smithsonian grabbed Raydean and hung him on the wall next to him and said, look at that?
This is where you fit.
He's now part of the display?
It was the helicopter he was in Vietnam. That's pretty cool.
What's that like to go, boy, that looks very familiar. In fact, it should, because it's mine. Raydean Patterson is on the phone with us. Did we get that pretty close to accurate, Raydean?
I think so, sir.
All right. No.
Don't call us, sir. We should call you, sir.
Thank you for your service, first of all. The Air and Space Museum is one of my favorite museums in the country. And whereabout was your helicopter located?
Well, I think it was down south of Vietnam, Bien Hoa area, not far from Saigon. That was first tour for me, and I'm pretty sure it was the first tour because 118th was one of the units that I was in on first tour.
I think Billy meant where in the museum was the Huey.
Yeah, that's kind of what I didn't know if it was hanging from the ceiling or if it's a static display somewhere, or where do they have it at the Smithsonian?
Oh, it was just sitting on its skids. You could have, if you didn't get in trouble, you could walk over and probably open the door and sit in it. Yeah,
please,
it's on the floor.
Please tell me you did not walk over and open the door and sit in it.
Well, I might have got over and gotten the left seat to see if it could still fly.
Put the keys in it and take it for a spin.
No, they sort of frown on that, sir.
So what was the giveaway that it was your helicopter? How did you know, or what confirmed it for you?
Well, I'm not for sure. The big bulletin board there read that this airplane with this tail number came out of the 118th Combat Aviation Company, and I was in that company in my first tour. So, they only had 25 helicopters. So if one gets down or something, there's another one comes out. Maintenance guys are outstanding. And so I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that one of the times that plane was up, I was up, and away we went.
Wow. And what happened to most of those other helicopters, as far as you know?
Oh, I don't know. We had an attrition rate, but I think I was in the hospital and I was watching Getting Out of Vietnam, I guess it would be. No, that's not. Coming out the first tour, I don't know what happened. They just, they pushed some of them off whenever we left Vietnam.
Yeah.
And then that one is here, and I'm sure a lot of the airplanes are still in the aviation units here in the States.
So did you tell the Smithsonian people, hey, listen, that's my helicopter, and I'd like, some of my admission fee back, if you don't mind?
No, I was on a tour, and I had to stay up because we had to go look at the Air Force.
Okay.
You had to keep up with the rest of the tour.
Look, there's my boot. I left it right here. It's still in the damn thing.
Which would you say was more eventful, your tour of the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum or the tour you did with that helicopter in tow?
Oh, most interesting was over there. Of course, this time I had my wife, and so I was telling her, I said, no, I didn't have a flying white scarf. We were all in green. And so
right.
She was disappointed. I did.
Now, were you a pilot, or what was your duty in Vietnam?
Okay, well, I served two different times. My duty when I was in 118th is I had two. One was just we call ourselves aviators. I think the Air Force are pilots.
Yep.
And we fly, and they had, I don't know, like 20, 30 helicopters. Nathan and his guys kept them up at night. We flew them during the day and sometimes at the night. You probably either got shrapnel in them or you got some rounds in them because, they shot at you all the time.
Sure.
I guess you'd say. Most of the time, unless you got up pretty high.
Now, you said the maintenance guys were very, very good. Now, that's all well and true. But let's be honest. When you would bring it back, would they say, Jesus Christ, we just fixed this thing yesterday. What do you guys got to be a little more careful with it?
No, they gave up on that and said, well, at least you brought it back.
Okay.
And you were in the Army for quite a long time. It wasn't just in Vietnam, but you spent many years and achieved the rank of colonel. So congratulations. We owe you for your service. I'd like to welcome you home. And your 63rd wedding anniversary was just recently?
Oh, it was. You can't believe it. She's walking and talking and beautiful.
Oh, even though you don't wear the white scarf like you tricked her into thinking, huh? She's still stuck by you. Well, that's great. Where do you guys live now?
Well, right now we're in Reston, and for the life of me, I can't remember, but it's like Huntington Fields or Huntington Fields. Are you familiar? It's a big location that just opened up, and it's got all kinds of accommodations for people that have no memory or that have this or have that, and so it's fairly new, I think, here in Reston.
Well, that is terrific. You don't sound like you're from the East Coast, though.
No, I'm a Missourian, southwest corner of Missouri, and we used to go across the line to Arkansas until those guys got bigger than we were, and so we stayed on the north side.
Attaboy.
Well, that's a fight you don't want any part of, isn't it? You'd rather see the shores of Vietnam, wouldn't you?
Well, it's an interesting story, and I can only imagine what it's like being reunited with that piece of machinery after all of that time.
Well, I would say this. You know, the Army. We used to, when I first got in, the 101st Airborne Division, we jumped out of airplanes. That's how we got to wherever we wanted to go. And then just about the last tour, well, guess what? The 101st was all helicopters. So, somebody had to drive them, and then we put the 101st guys wherever they wanted to go and went in and got them whenever they got their job done and got them back out. So, we didn't have to jump out of any more Air Force planes. We go when we wanted to and how we wanted to, whatever the mission was.
Sure.
So we're moving along.
Did you continue to fly when you went back to civilian life, just recreationally, or no?
No. Well, no. The Army was great. It took weeks to get evacuated out of Vietnam and up into Japan, and then it so happened that my wife was in Honolulu, and so once we were coming out of Japan, why they just kicked me off in Hawaii, and then went on then with the rest of the guys to wherever they were from. And so that was great. Went to Tripler, and Tripler took a year there before we could get to walk, and then spent probably a total of 25 years just living the Hawaiian life in Hawaii.
There you go.
Yeah, well, if there's one place to go after Vietnam, I would guess Hawaii would be the one. That'd be the place I would pick, too.
Well, thanks for sharing your story with us, and of course, thanks for your service. And give your lovely wife of 63 years a hug and a kiss for us, all right?
I will do that, and I appreciate you giving me a call. First time I've done something like this, and probably the last. And you guys do a good job.
Well,
Thank you.
we get that a lot from people after they've talked to us. That this is the last time you're ever going to do something like this. But God bless you, sir.
Have a good day, sir. Thank you.
Right. You take care.
All right. See you. There you go. That's Raydean Patterson.
And when you go to the Smithsonian, to the National Air and Space Museum there, and you see that Huey, you can say, I know the guy who flew it. And what a great story. He didn't even know it was there. He lives right down the street from it.